Welcome friends to the first month of 2023. We have a great year of games to look forward to, starting off with this year's lineup for January. Getting the new year started right, we have a magical world to parkour through, a new entry in a long-running franchise, as well as diving into one of the longest-running manga universes with the aid of some straw-hatted characters. Get comfortable as we get into what's in store for RPG fans this January 2023. Honorable mention, Monster Hunter Rise consoles release. Launching on multiple consoles this January 2023 is Monster Hunter Rise. Originally released as a Nintendo Switch exclusive, the title later came to PC in January of 2022. However, further console players will be able to join in the fun of hunting alongside their favourite buddies, Palico and Palamutes this month. The title adds a number of new features to the franchise, including new ways to get around, such as wirebug skills. You can also hop onto your trusty Palamute to help traverse the maps. These little buddies can even help out in taking down monsters. The action title brings the thrill of fighting mighty behemoths, slaying them alone or teaming up with other hunters. Enjoy a hearty meal of dango at the hub and take on further challenges to craft armor and weapons. For those who decide to pick up the title on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, we'll be getting the latest gen experience. Both platforms will offer 4K resolution with up to 60 FPS or 1080p res with up to 120 FPS. These consoles will support 3D audio for a full hunting experience. Those on PlayStation 5 can also enjoy adaptive trigger support with PS5 DualSense controllers giving extra feedback when using gunner weapons or even blocking with shields. If you have an Xbox Game Pass subscription, you can also check out Monster Hunter Rise in January at no additional cost. The subscription service has added a number of great games, and this is no exception. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can use Xbox Cloud Gaming to join the hunt. The Sunbreak expansion will also be coming to the game, but these new platforms won't experience that until spring of 2023. As for what the game will contain at launch, Capcom have confirmed that the version 10 will be available on release day, meaning it will have monsters and event quests that were made available on Switch and Steam versions. If you need some help with Monster Hunter Rise, be sure to drop by our Monster Hunter Rise wiki, as it has all the latest info on weapons, armor and more. Monster Hunter Rise comes to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S and Xbox Game Pass on day 1 on launch on January 20th. At number 5, Gatewalkers. Head into the fray in the isometric action RPG Gatewalkers. As you travel across the different worlds, survive the elements, explore procedurally generated dungeons, and face off against the hostile inhabitants, all in co-op. Hazards range from toxic environments to darkest depths and penetrating cold. Each of the worlds has its own survival mechanic, meaning you'll have to adapt to what is thrown at you. The top-down skill-based combat means you can target enemies as well as dodge their attacks. It is possible to miss your target though, meaning the challenging combat uses a range of skills and balancing time is needed to climb your way to victory. You can also craft items, gathering the necessary resources from the different worlds you venture through. As there are no predetermined classes, what you wear is what you are. So it's up to you to grab a staff to help heal and support your teammates, or wear heavy armor to help tank the hard-hitting enemies. As the world is procedurally generated each time you travel through the gate, you'll have a variety of challenges with each time being different from the last. This will keep players on their toes, as what's around the next corner might be very different from the last experience. If you like the idea of the next adventure being just as challenging as the last, Gatewalkers could be a good one to explore this January. Gatewalkers treads onto PC on January 12, 2023. At number 4, Spacebourne 2. If flying into space and joining raging space wars sounds like your thing, be prepared for Spacebourne 2. Part single player, third player shooter, and part ship exploration, this RPG is the continuation of the first title of the same name. Set in a universe that has suffered from a devastating outbreak known as HX-4, which proves fatal to those who are infected, it's up to the World Air Defense platform to curb its reach and fight aliens, of course. This time in Spacebourne 2, you're conquering the galaxy with diplomacy, with different factions and houses connected to Star-Lords. Here, trading, mining, crafting, and even space piracy all play their part. But don't worry, you'll still be getting into the thick of things by taking part in galactic battles, not only on your ship, but also on planets in tens of thousands of solar systems. Each solar system offers different planets to land on, as well as different locations to explore. Each planet has its own climate, biomass, and even gravity. You can even go into a wormhole, pitting players into a roguelike space dungeon experience, with weapons, ships, and components being the rewards to your risk. Spacebourne 2 releases on January 13, 2023 for PC via Steam. At number 3, One Piece Odyssey. It's time to head aboard the Grand Line with the Straw Hats in this turn-based JRPG, One Piece Odyssey. Fan favorites Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Chopper, and more will be taking you to a new unexplored area to uncover mysterious ruins and battle never-before-seen monsters. But the new land isn't completely void of others, as the crew find 2 new humans living there, Adio and Lim. The story will take fans on a nostalgic adventure, yet will have plenty of fresh narratives to absorb. Odyssey seems to be a full-fledged RPG for fans to sink their teeth into, with plenty of epic adventures to be had based on One Piece, one of the longest running mangas. Expect dungeons, quests, puzzles, and more to keep you busy during your exploration alongside this motley crew. Turn-based combat means taking advantage of enemies' weaknesses, swapping different members of the group for the best strategy. Players will be able to swap between different team leaders, which puts them into the playable character mode. For example, Usopp can use his slingshot to knock down hard-to-reach items. It looks like each character will have their uses while exploring the town. The battle uses 3 different types of battle modes with power, speed, and technique. One Piece Odyssey will be released on January 13th, 2023 for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. At number 2, Fire Emblem Engage. The latest entry in the Fire Emblem franchise storms into January with its biggest feature, the use of Emblem rings. The premise of the game is that 1,000 years before, a war rages between the evil Fell Dragon and the 4 kingdoms. Aligning their mightiest foes, they join forces to do away with the evil force and stop the pending annihilation of all that is good. As the years pass, these legends have now fallen into obscurity and humanity has moved on. The seals that were meant to keep the Fell Dragon subdued have begun to break, triggering the awakening of the dormant evil. Following the character Alir, the Divine Dragon has the power to wield the Emblem rings. These artifacts hold the power within them of past heroes, making them vital conduits to summon their strengths. The tactical role-playing game uses familiar turn-based combat, with a ton of customization. Using the Rings Emblem system, players will be able to easily swap between different hero rings, making it quite easy to switch between the different builds at hand. Not only do you inherit the owner's weapon, but you also get bonuses in terms of passives and active abilities, as well as stat points. Using a grid-based system, players will engage in battles, guiding their heroes to victory. Fire Emblem Engage will be released on January 20th for Nintendo Switch. At number 1, Forspoken. Sliding into our top spot this month, or rather parkouring its way through, is the spellbound action RPG Forspoken. The game has an impressive mix of magic with parkour stunts with some stunning fantasy visuals. Forspoken follows Frey Holland, a New Yorker who is fed up with her current life, but things don't stay mundane for long as she's whisked away to the magical land of Athea. It looks similar to Earth but has plenty of danger and mystical influence. Aided with her new ally called Cuff, she is able to use powerful spells, travel at intense speeds, jump and fight various types of enemies. Of course, she must find a way to travel back to her normal life, but will she survive the whole ordeal and return to New York? As previously mentioned, while Athea is a beautiful land filled with magical creatures, it is also pretty perilous, which includes dragons. Athea was once even more breathtaking and prosperous until the calamity only known as the Break happened. The benevolent leaders called the Tantas, along with all their lands and followers, were corrupted. Frey will use a range of spells, plus run, jump, scale walls, as well as dash to traverse the world. Forspoken is set to come to platforms PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam on January 24th, 2023. Well, that's a wrap of the top RPGs of January. Is this making you more excited for releases for this year? Did I miss your favourite January release? Let us know in the comments below.